Hello and how are you? All my faith leapers and risk takers, I am Chantel and this is Leaping Together. So in this video today, my plan was to tell you about where I'm at on my journey in regards to new entrepreneurship and event space. However, since we're being transparent here and we're, being vulnerable, then I feel like I have to put that video on the back burner for a second to talk about what I've been going through the last few days. So a few days ago, I found myself anxious, overwhelmed, overthinking, being extremely impatient. And if I'm going into detail, the impatience, the anxiety, and the overwhelmed feeling that had to do in regards to I felt like I was running out of time. Like when I left my job, I allotted a certain amount of time for me to get my business, acquire the space, get it up and running, and get things going. So today, we are 2/3 the way into that allotted time. So there's only 1/3 of time left. So I was starting to get freaked out. I was starting just to feel just a bunch of emotions just come over me because I'm like, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? The time is almost running out. Like, what am I gonna do? I was getting worried. I was getting fearful. And I am currently in talks with a potential landlord, and we're in the beginning stages of things. So I'll talk more about this in future videos, but it's kind of an approval, letter of intent, or the letter of intent first, then an approval, and then the lease. So I'm at the letter of intent and I'm excited because that's the furthest I've got thus far. However, now it seems like things are slowing down a bit. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, come on, let's go. I like the place. You need somebody in the place. What's happening? Let's go. Let's get this going. I got things to do. Time is running out. So that's how I felt, just being honest. And in regards to overthinking this YouTube, thinking too much, thinking about all the things that goes into it, the tags, the thumbnails, the title, all these different tips and tricks to make your videos successful. And on top of that, the fact that I'm a natural introvert, so this in itself, it's like out of my scope of things. And taking a leap of faith and leaping together, yes, it is talking about me leaving my job to start entrepreneurship. However, I also took a leap of faith with starting this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel, I started because I felt like I needed to share my journey. I needed to share my journey because someone, at least one person would get the courage to move, to take a risk, to take that leap of faith that they've been thinking about for years or months, that they've been dreaming about. And for me to put myself out there so they can see someone else doing it and knowing that it's possible and knowing that there will be struggles, but there also will be a light at the tunnel and that you can do it. So that's why I started this channel, and I felt led to do it. And if I didn't do it, then I felt like I was being selfish. So that's another risk that I'm taking, and not so much a risk for me. I look at it as it's a leap of faith. I'm taking a leap of faith with this YouTube channel, hoping that I can just help one person. So with all of that going on, what did I do? Some people may say, oh, did you quit? We're not doing that. Or other people may say, oh, you just pushed through it. Like, yeah, you had all these things going on, but you kept going, you kept going. I appreciate that, but no. I rested. And I'm not ashamed to say I rested. I took a break. I sat down. Yes. And my rest consisted of not being on my phone in regards to not just like, you know, you have your phone next to you, nobody's even calling you. And you're just constantly looking at like, oh, did somebody text me? Did somebody call me? Did I get a notification? No. I was downstairs, my phone was upstairs, vice versa. No social media. We are not thinking about YouTube. We're not thinking about the event space. We're not thinking about time. We're not thinking. We're not doing. We're just being. Just being. And I really enjoyed to read, and I didn't read. I'm behind on some books that I've been reading, but I just put it to the side. I had to go to the side. I needed that rest, and that rest for me wasn't just, it was less physical and more mental. I needed a mental break, a mental rest, because I'm also an overthinker. So when I get into these episodes where I'm really like overwhelming myself, then I know I need to step away. I need to step away. I need to take a break, or I'm not going to get anything done, and I'm not going to be able to think clearly, and I'm going to be angry and irritated. So I rested. And why did I rest? For multiple reasons. Me being an overthinker, taking a brain break, and sometimes it's 30 minutes, an hour, half a day. This time it was 4 to 5 days. I just took a break from it all. Me being an overthinker, I've realized that taking a break mentally helps me. It helps me to come back more clear, more refreshed, more energized. And I know that when I take a break, I am then able to come back putting my best foot forward, and I'm now capable of doing things that I can only do with a clear mind. I don't have this wall in front of me, because when I'm overthinking, it's this wall. It's this wall, and then I keep running into the wall. But when I'm able to think clear, the wall is still there, but I'm going around the wall, right? So that is what helps me. That's why I rested. And another thing, I realized that once I left my job, I had to really be intentional about rest. I had to deprogram some things within me and reprogram some things within me. So the deprogramming that came with, I realized that at certain areas of my life, I was tying my productivity and my worth. Not all areas, but in some areas. I'll give you an example. So when I was working, me being a nurse practitioner and my coworker was a PA. So we saw patients throughout the day, and there would be some days where, you know, you can see who saw what patients, how many patients they saw, things like that. So some days I would see like, oh, she saw like 2 or 3 more patients than me, and then I would start to internalize that and think, oh, well, am I not moving faster? Is she better than me? Like, how can I be more efficient? Like, what can I do so we can see the same amount of patients, and I don't feel like I'm slacking because I saw 2 or 3 less patients than she did. That was me tying my self-worth to productivity. Another example of that is when I first left my job and I had to-do list. I was giving myself to-do list, and in the beginning I was like, I had so many things on my to-do list because I felt like I needed to be doing 8 hours of work on this business, because I would be doing 8 hours of work at my job. So I need to work hard, and I need to earn this time that I have not working. I need to feel like I deserve it, right? Wrong. No. Once again, that's me tying myself worth to productivity. And sometimes you have this long list of to-do lists, which that was me in the beginning because I felt like I had to do so much work. Not doing that anymore. Or you'll have a to-do list, and even if it's 3 things or 5 things, I would find myself, if I didn't get everything done, I would feel so bad. Like, it's the guilt of it too. That's something that I had to deprogram as well. It's the guilt, the guilt, the guilt. So if I didn't get all my to-do things done, I would be like, oh, I suck. Like, what are you doing, Chantel? You have all this time. Why are you not getting these done? Not good. Let's not do that. Okay? I'm still working on that, if I'm being honest. It was way worse in the beginning, but sometimes I catch myself and I have to check myself like, nope, we're not doing that. If you don't get it done, you don't get it done. That's okay. The next day is going to come. If you don't get it done, that's fine, right? So that is another example of how I tied my productivity to my self-worth. And when I left my job, I made it a point to be so intentional about rest. Like, it felt like I was sitting on my hands because I told myself the first month that you're no longer working, you're not doing anything work related. You're not looking up jobs that you may need to get if this doesn't work out. You're not preparing for how to get an event space. You're not acquiring more knowledge, looking into more research, courses, classes. You're not doing any of that. Nope. You're not doing any of that. You can read, not about event spaces, but you can read leisurely about whatever else. But you're not doing any work. And that was so hard. That was so hard because it was that guilt. That guilt that if you're sitting too long. You're sitting too long on a work day and you feel like I should be doing something. I just wasted my day. I could have been so productive today. Have you ever said that to yourself? I just wasted my day. I didn't do anything today. No, no, no. You rested. You rested. And that's what I had to continually tell myself. Do nothing. And don't subscribe to that guilt. And the crazy thing about it is that, and I'm just going to speak on me, I feel like I was so ingrained, the whole like work, only rest on weekends, like so ingrained into me that I can feel guilty for resting and not even have a job. Like no one has to tell me, oh, you should be doing that. You should be doing XYZ. You should be productive for me to feel guilty. Like I feel the guilt all on my own. And for me, I felt like that was just years and years of the whole being taught, like Monday through Friday you work, productivity, work. You rest on weekends, work. No, you rest when you need to rest, period. So the reprogramming, that was a part of my reprogramming, along with I say and write affirmations down every day. And when I'm saying it, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. And one of the things that I say to myself is, good things are attracted to me at rest and in motion. Did you get that? At rest and in motion. And I feel that way because I believe that all of the great things that has happened to me throughout my life were not given to me solely on the work that I did. Like, I know that. I can say that with so much confidence. All the blessings that have been given to me throughout my life were not given to me solely on the work that I did. And you may be saying, well, how did you know? How do you know? How can you be so sure? How can you say that with confidence? You don't know. I do know. And how do I know? Because I haven't done that much work. I haven't done that much work. And when I say that, I've done work. Went to school, undergrad, grad, did tests, passed tests, worked X, Y, and Z, got experience. Okay, that's good. But I did not do the equivalent amount of work that would have allowed the amount of great things that has happened or have been given to me in my life. So it's like, this is the work that I've done to get good things, and this is the good things. Nowhere near close. So that's how I know that good things are attracted to me at rest and in motion. When I'm sleeping, things are coming to me. When I'm out to dinner with my husband, good things are moving towards me. I don't always have to work to get good things. And I really had to change my mindset and my thought process when it came to that. I can rest. And another thing that helps me believe that is, if I don't rest, then for me, I'm saying that everything that I do is because of me. Everything that I do, everything that I have is because of me. I did it. I made it happen. Me. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I did my part. But everything, all the good things that's happened in my life, it's not because of me. It's not because of me. And I would be crazy to think that. So that thought process allows me to sleep better at night, allows me to take a rest, take a break, take a step aside when I need to. Because good things are attracted to me. Always, always. So now that I did that rest, I took time, I had a brain break. Now I'm clear, I'm back at it. Let's go, let's get it. And even to be specific with you, the woman who I'm waiting to call me back, what am I doing in the meantime? There's another place that I'm interested in who also is willing to have an event space there. I'm going to reach out to them. Let's get things started. I'm going to look for additional places as well. And as far as YouTube, going back to always keeping my why in the forefront of my head. Not looking at numbers. The only time I'm looking at numbers is when I'm reposting my video. That's the only time. So what I want you to take from this video is, do not tie your productivity to your self-worth, and please don't believe that rest is a luxury, because it's not. It's a necessity. So write down in the comments, let me know how you rest. What do you do to rest? It can be, do you take a 15-minute time out away from your kids? Do you take a nap? Do you go walk? Like, what does your rest look like? And like this video if it gave you value, if it helped you, if you thought it was interesting. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to come along with me on my journey to new entrepreneurship and to learn practical tips on how to take a leap of faith. I'll see you next week.